Hey guys, Jason here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. And today I'm going to just do a random video on, this video is going to be on why I hate alternative now. Why I hate alternative music now, all the new alternative stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. And before we get into it, we're just gonna kind of do a brief history of alternative music if you haven't listened to it. So alternative kind of started to like form in the 80s with bands like REM and those bands like that. And then like in the early 90s you had grunge with bands like Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. And then you started to have post-grunge with bands like the Foo Fighters and bands like that. And then once the 2000s rolled around, you had, in alternative, you had, emo music, you had pop punk, so bands like Blink-182, I guess Simple Plan. Well, and yeah, I guess you could put Green Day in there in the 90s, because Green Day started kind of started pop punk, so you can also put them in that 90s list too with their earlier stuff, and then their 2000 stuff like American Idiot and all that stuff. And then you have those bands in like the early to mid 2000s. Then you get to the era where alternative kind of got a little interesting, with like the late 2000s stuff to probably about like the mid 2010s. So, and this is when kind of like alternative kind of started exploring like different sounds. It wasn't just rock anymore. I mean, a lot of the elements were still rock, but you had like acoustic guitars, but you had heavy, not like metal sounding drums, but like kind of heavy electronic-ish sounding drums with acoustic elements to it. So you had bands like Arcade Fire, which a song I really like by them is The Suburbs, and Cage the Elephant, and the Black Keys to some extent, some of the old like early 2010s Imagine Dragons, and that stuff is good. And then now, like once the late 2010s came around, yeah, alternative was like, you couldn't even tell, some of the music, you couldn't even tell if it was pop or alternative, because a lot of it now just sounded like pop. And yeah, that's where it's kind of been ever since. So it's kind of sad because actually alternative used to be one of my favorite genres of music that I liked to listen to. But now the name alternative is just kind of fading out, and now you just have pop and you have rock. It's like, why is it even named alternative anymore? Because now a lot of it is just different styles, and a lot of it's pop now. There's some rock still in there, but it's like, why is this music genre even called alternative if it's not any of the alternative music that it was anymore? Because back then, alternative was actually called alternative for a reason, because it was different. But now it's just all the same mainstream music that's on the pop charts. A lot of it is anyways. I don't even know like any new less mainstream artists that are coming on the alternative scene now. I don't know any of them. Haven't heard of any of them, so I don't know. I just don't listen to a lot of alternative anymore. Like, for example, an artist that I do know, that's kind of, done now, that's kind of, that kind of used to be a artist that I liked, but now they kind of turn pop, and Bastille, I think that's who it is. They're the one that had that hit that came out like in like 2015-ish or something, which was actually a good song. Then they had like another good song that came out. So like their earlier stuff, like the 2015 song that came out, which was good, and then that, or whatever the other good song was, I'm forgetting, and then the song that came out in like 2018 or 2019 called Happier or something like that. It's just like another pop song. It's literally played everywhere now. It's just like overplayed on the radio, and yeah. So yeah, that's another reason that I hate alternative now, was because some of it is like overplayed, because pop, or you just can't even tell the difference. Which is sad, because I used to like that genre of music, but now I just don't. It's like one of my least favorites now. And it's just become that way ever since like 2018-ish. So yeah. It's sad, but that is why I hate alternative music now. And that's why I've moved on to listening to other genres. So anyway, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment on this video, and subscribe my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.